Well, I've got another data pack for everyone. So, to do with the new armor sets that are coming out in 1.20. Before we get into it, my main project. So, I've dubbed it RuneChant, if you will, and I'm trying to reimagine Minecraft through data packs. And everything that I show off in these little smaller data packs are actually from this larger project. I'm pulling them out and re-editing them so that they work in a standalone fashion so that I can get something out to everyone a bit sooner than my larger project. That said, I am probably about 60% of the way of converting all of my command block systems into data packs, including this one, obviously. Ooh, getting there. A few larger systems left, like my random dungeon system, my magic and range ability systems. But anyway, we'll get into today's data pack. Set effects and trim effects for the new armor sets. So for anyone who wanted something a little bit more than just the cosmetic upgrades of the new sets, here you go. This is what this data pack's for. It not only adds in set bonuses for having the same pattern, but it also gives you attribute bonuses for certain trims, and then also other bonuses for having the same material for all your armor. So there's more of a use for, say, using something like leather than just, netherite in whatever trim you want. How does it work though? Well, I make use of the attribute system, which has actually been in the game for quite a while now, but has seen very little use by Mojang. So I will get into it. We will trim some of this nether armor with lapis. This is probably the most easiest trim ability or bonus to show off because, well, it's recognizable to a player. We equip the boots. You notice it? Legs. All set. Yeah, so my FOV is increasing and obviously my movement speed is increasing. So, lapis gives the player extra movement speed. Now, obviously it doesn't say it anywhere, but this is the data pack. This is the point of the data pack, to give each of the different trims, be it, gold, amethyst, quartz, redstone, different attribute bonuses for the player, therefore giving you the ability to customize armor a bit more specifically. For instance, if you want movement gear, you can have lapis. If you want something that has damage and attack speed, you might want quartz and redstone. And of course, you can mix them up. Ooh, mouthful. Okay, so that's trims for the most part. Why don't we get into something else? So we'll go ahead and we'll trim with a full set of dunes. So these are not matching pieces, they are all different trims. So now we have a full set of gold dunes. So to start off, we'll hop into survival, so that way I can show off the gold trim. So if we equip a piece of gold trim, we gain a heart. If we wait for the command prompt to disappear, come on, there we go. So we gain a heart for a piece of gold trim. Second piece, more hearts. Full set. Even more hearts, but you might have noticed my FOV has decreased. So we are slower, but we have 50% more HP than usual because of having a full set of gold trim. Now, as for the set effect, so this is Dune. So, if you might imagine, Dune is sand. We hop on normal sand, we gain absorption and a nice little particle effect. Red sand, something a little bit different. We do lose the absorption, but we do gain saturation. So, depending on not only your environments, there are, unique interactions to all the different armor sets, but the complete set that you're wearing, you're going to gain something a little bit different. So I've laid out a few for us to go through. I'm not going to spoil everything, but we'll go over a few of the different sets. So for instance, we have amethyst and, one thing I should mention, so the hearts. We do still have 5 floating hearts. That's because the way hearts work in this game is, even though we no longer have them technically, we don't lose them until we actually take damage. So for instance, if I do instant damage, 1-1, and we don't regen quick enough, there we go, they're gone. Okay? So you can't just equip gear, gain the bonuses, take it off. It is dynamic, you swap it out, and you will lose your hearts for speed if you swap from gold to lapis, etc. So we do have amethyst. Amethyst, I believe, is knockback resistance, which obviously is very hard to show. I'd need to get something to hit me, and then you'd need a good reference. But we'll just go into the set effects. So this is Spire. So how do I turn off this? This is very annoying to me. Is there a way to turn off? Yeah, the book. There we go. Been a while since I played Survival. So, Spire. We equip the full set. Nothing. Equip the helmet. Particle effect. And we also get Jump Boost. But Spire being Shulker and Levitate and Ender, well, if you jump, we also gain Resistance 3. So as long as we're in the air, we gain resistance. So you don't actually have to jump. For instance, if I'm good enough, we can sprint off and gain resistance because we did, well, actually we're floating here. So there you go, that's a little bit of a gimmick. if you float on the edge of a block, because the alignment is a bit wonky, you do gain the resistance. But, you know, point proven. And then, you might notice we have 2 extra hearts. So the reason we have 2 extra hearts is because we're using a full set of gold armor. So just like the trim, gold in itself has the property of health. You know, that's very RPG-ish, alchemy and all that. So, depending on not only the trim, but the type of armor, you gain different bonuses as well. What's this one? This one is I. Okay, copper. To be honest, I have no idea. Again, because I'm pulling them from this already made project, I think I did the armor system very early on, so I don't know it off by heart. I'll probably look them up so I can obviously write out all the details in the Planet Minecraft, World Minecraft, whatever the site is. You know, it'll be in the description. Okay, so as for I, particle effects, and you can see different mobs have the glow. So every 3 seconds, I want to say, or 5 seconds, they will change and adjust, and different entities will have a glow effect, and you can essentially see or peer or use your eye, if you will, to see the mobs around you. But not only that, eye does have one more unique effect. If there's items on the ground, they will teleport to you. Okay, so it's inbuilt item collection if you want. There is a limit, you won't just pull everything in your vicinity. We'll do it slowly, so it's not too overpowered. See, we only grab some of it, so every few seconds we'll grab the rest. Right, then where's this one? This is Snout. Perfect, I do have gold left. We'll chuck the gold out for now while I equip this. So, shift click, perfect. Netherite, you can see we gained speed. I think Netherite was all stats, but then we also have Lapis, so it's even more speed than before. And then for Snout, so we have no particle effect for the set just yet. But if we go ahead and we get our hands on some gold, particle effect, as well as speed and haste. But you might notice that our stack of gold is slowly diminishing. So every few seconds, we're consuming a bit of gold to gain our Piglin bonus, if you will, since it is Snout. We have, I think this is Tide. I think Tide's the only blue one, so we'll equip it. And we'll hop over here. Netherite. Well, we gain the HP back. Okay, so we have HP. I think the Netherite trim is a bit of every stat. So it's well balanced, if you will. And then for the set effect, well, you might have noticed our swim speed is a little bit better. It's because we have Dolphin's Grace and Conduit Power, as well as a snazzy Splash Particle effect. Oh, there's some eggs from testing. Oops. So, the set effect of Tide, as you might assume, is to do with water. As long as you're in the water, you gain the particle effect, and you gain Dolphin's Grace and that Conduit Power. Out of water, no bonus. So, already we're seeing this somewhat of a dynamic. You know, the eye set is more of a utility set. The Snout is something you might want to use for gathering. And then Tide is for ocean work or swimming. You know, if you're building underground or something like that. Am I going the right way? I'm not going the right way. Okay, I'll go back over there. Right, 3 to go. I'll try to hurry this along since I don't want this video to be too lengthy. So we have Silence. This one we do need a prop. So Husk and Redstone, higher attack speed. You know, almost regens instantly, like before the combat update, if you will. So what does Silence do besides having a nice snazzy witch particle effect? Well, let's see if we can get to proc. Come on. Any point now? No? There we go. Silence. So, Silence turns off their AI for a short period and gives them that little silence particle effect. So you can bash them in if you want, or they're frozen. Obviously, no gravity, no nothing while they are silenced. I think it's the closest I could get to the terminology. That was probably the hardest thing, was figuring out matching terminology. Okay, and then we have, this is Wayfinder, I think. This one's a bit unique too. Oh, that's not equip. Shift click. So, full set of Wayfinder. Watch the chat, if you will. There we go. So, Wayfinder indicates that the nearest mob's coordinates are yada yada yada. Furthest mob's coordinates, yada yada yada, and our coordinates. It will also tell you the coordinates of other players, but it won't say what players are where. So, you know, a little bit of fun and pretty on point in terms of the phrasing. But what I've tried to stick to is the effect matches what it's called as best as I can, at least. So, the last set. Oh, it procs every 12 seconds, I think, for reference. And then Emerald, because you can't really show it either, is just innate luck. So mob drops are a bit more often. Last set. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. So we obviously don't have a matching set. I wanted to show this off because, again, we have trim bonuses, we have matching pattern bonuses, and then matching material set bonuses. So, for instance, having a full a roster of diamond gear, leather gear, iron gear, yada yada yada. But then there is also the turtle shell. So turtle by itself does give some status. So we are a little bit slower. Nope, looking at my notes, actually does something a bit unique. I think leather does this as well. So having a full set of leather, or turtle for instance, will actually affect the mobs near you. So for instance, when we have our turtle shell helmet, if we go ahead and grab their data, you can see here it has this turtle minus. So actually decreasing the health of nearby hostile enemies, like the Huskier. So there are some materials like turtle and leather that affect all the mobs around you, and then other ones like iron and chainmail. I think chainmail gives you even more attack speed. So with redstone, this is like max attack speed you can get on this little data pack. Pretty good. Right then, so just to summarize quickly. In this data pack, it gives bonuses depending on A, what trim you use. So for instance, redstone gives attack speed. Lapis, which I don't have, gives movement speed. Gold gives HP. Then you also get a special effect if you have a full matching pattern set. So i.e. Wayfinder, Silence, Tide, Coast, Dune, any of the matching complete sets of armor will provide you with a unique set effect. And then lastly, depending on the material of the armor you're wearing, again in a full set. So for instance, leather, chainmail, the turtle is the exception because there obviously is not a full set of turtle armor, netherite, gold. They will give you other bonuses. So there's 3 ways you can gain bonuses from the trim. Usually an attribute, having a full set of a pattern. This will usually give a unique effect. And then having a full set of the same material. This will often give you an attribute increase or affect the attributes of mobs nearby. Ooh, that was a mouthful, but we're done. So hopefully you enjoy it. Tell me what you think. Yeah.